Hello and welcome back to Courtroom Clapbacks. This is Vicki and today we are headed to Texas into Judge Stevens' courtroom. He's overseeing a case where the police were in hot pursuit of Shelby Smith, who is on 5 years probation due to drug offenses. And the cops were in hot pursuit of her, but she claims she did not know that was the police. She thought that was a regular car with cop lights on it. So let's see how her defense holds up in Judge Stevens' courtroom today. Get your popcorn, hit like and subscribe, because court is in session.
Come on up, right up here, please. Thank you.
Sorry.
All right.
Digging in me.
We now recall cause number 25 CR 706, the state of Texas versus Shelby Brooks Smith, who is present with her attorney, Mr. Kimler, and the state's attorney. We are here for sentencing in this case, and a pre-sentence report has been prepared by the probation office. Have the parties had an opportunity to review it? Any corrections or changes to it?
No, Your Honor. The only thing I'll observe, this is just based on what the conversation that is had,
Yes,
sir. I think the mark of the police units were not the clearly marked Beaumont type. They were the blacked out type, the undercover type of vehicles. They were displaying flashing lights though when she was evading them, but she panicked and wasn't sure. And I think they probably conducted surveillance of the residents and initiated a traffic stop. That appears to be, based on my experience, what occurred. And then she panicked, I guess, and didn't stop because you had heard bad things, I guess. But anyway, it wasn't just like I don't know if that's reflected in the report, but we could probably.
Well, it states that according to the police report here, version that's part of the pre-sentence report, the vehicle turned northbound onto 13th Street, disregarded the stoplight at 13th Street at Calder, which is a major intersection.
There's always going to be traffic in front.
Detectives activated their audible sirens on their vehicles, but the vehicle continued to flee, turned northbound.
See, it says detective.
11th Street and continued to disregard multiple traffic lights before turning into Luby's.
It says detectives, so, and it doesn't mention clearly, so it's probably blacked out. I'm not trying to absolve her of anything.
But she
just saying
gets me to.
if she played it, she should have stopped. But it was a blacked out view.
Okay. The agreement is whatever sentence shall not exceed a cap of 5 years in prison. We went over through the different options, 3 options. All right. I think the state had made its comments from the defense. Anything Mr. Kimler or the defendant want to add?
Yeah.
From you, Matt? Okay. I'm going to find then that the pre-sentence report is part of this record for all purposes. In this case, recommendations by anybody, state and or defense?
I'll state on mine, Your Honor. I think this is a third, I would say deferred. That would expose her to 10 years and then she's revoked. As it stands now, the most she could get would be 5. That increases her exposure and will be incentivize her to comply with the terms and conditions of probation, including the moral recognition therapy program. I do believe she's a suitable candidate for rehabilitation, given the existence of that program and the other programs available with probation. But as I said, Your Honor, if you place her on deferred, that would increase her exposure. It would basically double her exposure from 5 to 10 years.
All right. State.
Judge, when I look at the number of infractions she's had, plus she's had a 5-year probation revoked before.
Well, then for that the court pointed out that was revoked shortly after she was charged with this new.
Yes, sir. Commits this offense while she's on probation.
The offense occurred. The date of the offense was 2021. She was placed on probation 2023, 5 years probation. Then on 8/9/23 is when she was placed on probation. On November 12th of 24, she was indicted with this offense, which, I'm sorry, it is alleged in the indictment dated June 11th of 2025 that she committed this offense on or about November 12th, 2024. So she was arrested on that day. And then based upon that, then a motion to revoke probation was instituted, and then her probation out of Orange County was revoked on February 12th of 2025, a few 3 months after she was indicted for this offense of evading arrest, and she was sentenced to 18 months in the state jail for that offense of illegal possession of a controlled substance.
Yes, sir. Just to make it clear, the detectives notified a uniformed officer in his patrol vehicle that she was leaving and that that he activated his lights. That's what was.
What was you see behind you? When you were fleeing? What was behind you that you saw?
What you said?
Well, I had pulled over the first time. I had pulled over when I had stopped when pulled over behind that church right there. I had stopped and I looked up in my lights. It looked like a regular vehicle looked up in my rearview mirror. It looked like a regular vehicle with cop lights is what it looked like.
And then you took off.
So then that's when I took off, yes, sir. But then I stopped again at Libby's. They didn't have to. I mean, I'm not saying it's okay, but I feel like it was a more open area. You know what I'm saying? I was in fear for my life. Is what had happened. Is really what happened.
When you pulled over at Libby's, was it a Mark Beaumont police unit?
They didn't. All I saw was undercover units. So.
And when they were trying to get her out of the car, she began to fight, struggle, and try to get away to run. And so I'm just not buying the story.
Is that accurate?
I didn't fight to run.
Was it dark,
I don't believe so.
ma'am?
I don't believe so. Is it probably about getting the right?
Dusk?
Yes, sir. There we go.
Okay. What else?
That's all.
And are you representing her on these Tyler
Yes, sir.
County? Oh, okay. And those have not been disposed of.
They're going to follow what the court does. That's and talk with the district attorney up there. If the court gives her probation, I can get her probation up there. But
Okay.
the last reset up there was the city.
I'll remind the court that not only did she struggle, but she had all that paraphernalia in her car from other people that she was running for a reason. It wasn't that she was scared.
Anything else
Re-arrest.
you would like to add, ma'am? Nothing else?
Whatever you want.
I would really like to get a second chance to try and do probation because
Well, hold on. You got a second chance when you were placed on probation in Orange County. You know, I mean, you're talking about second chance in this case, but you were on a dry run out of Orange County to see how you would do on probation. That was it looks like your first opportunity to be on probation ever. And see that you also picked up on that date, March 14th of 21, illegal possession of a controlled substance, a misdemeanor as well as a felony. And that misdemeanor was 77 days in jail you were sentenced to. And then there was it must have had more than one drug, a more serious drug and a lesser serious drug, but both were crimes. Then you were placed on that 5-year probation and then revoked in 2/12 of 25, which was just a few months after you were indicted for this offense. All right, if nothing further, I'm going to find the defendant has pleaded guilty in this case voluntarily. She's mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in this plea hearing to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony of evading arrest or detention with a motor vehicle. I am following this agreement, you are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 4 years, and you will be given credit for all time you have served, which isn't much. But you have these other cases.
Yes,
Uh,
we'll
and-
dispose of
And that is going to go on its own. And then you'll see what those other cases do.
Thank you.
All right, that is on.
I'll see if it's on.
All right, we are in recess and we will be going into this.
Okay, guys, what do you think? Was 4 years enough? Actually, she's got some more cases coming up, so I'm sure she'll even get more. While I was hearing this case, I was thinking about some cases that I've heard in the past where a regular car does put police lights on their car and pull over, like, say, a woman on a old country road or something, and then of course it's not really the police. So I have heard of that happening before, but I just don't believe it this time. But I was thinking, because I live out in the country, if I'm on a dirt road at night and I'm seeing in my rearview mirror a regular car, with a light on it, I'm not pulling over either. So y'all might have to bail me out. I don't know. Another thing I was thinking about is how she was on probation for 5 years when that happened. But somehow, it didn't change. I don't think she really believed she would be going to prison for some reason. She's gotten off before. And I was thinking about how with our kids, when kids are young, our grandkids or whatever, when we set a boundary, it's so important, to follow through. Let's say you're grounded if you don't do that, and then, no, Mom, I don't want to, I want to go anyway. Let me go. I'll stay in tomorrow. It's so important when kids are young to set boundaries and stick with them, because they're going to expect the court system to be just as lenient as you were. But the Bible says to train up a child in the way they should go. So when they're young, it's like a tree. If you plant a little tree out in the yard when it's young, sometimes you have to put stakes in the ground and tie that tree straight, because it will bend when it's young and it doesn't have deep roots. And that's how a child is. You have to set those guardrails, because when they're older, they find themselves, the government sending them to their room. That's what prison is, The judge just sent her to her room for 4 years to think about her choices. So anyway, that was my thought going through this video. What did you guys think? It wouldn't do for me to be a judge, because as soon as they start crying, I think it's a calling, being a judge or something like that. I think it's like a calling. God gives them a heart for justice. I can see both sides. If sometimes, the defense attorney will say this, and I'm, yeah, that's really true. But then the prosecutor comes in, that's right. So anyway, what did you guys think? I think all in all, of course, Judge Stevens did the right thing. I love him. So let me know what you think in the comments. I read every single one of them. Hopefully, Shelby takes advantage of some things that are offered to her in prison. She could come out of there changed with education, and if she set her mind to it, this could actually be sending her to her room for 4 years could be a good thing. She's still young. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Okay, guys, until we meet again, I hope you like and subscribe my little channel if you like more videos like this. Until next time, court is adjourned.